Hello, kids. So, in today's class, we are going to learn the next part of the code block. Okay. So, code block, in last class, we have learned about the motion section, right? In this class, we are going to learn about the looks section of the code block. So, this is the looks section. See, it was motion, which we did in the last class. It is a looks, which also has lot of code blocks, which we are going to understand in today's class. These are mostly related to the appearance of the sprite or the backdrop, whatever you are using. Okay. So, first code blocks is say hello for 2 seconds. So, what you have written? It's written, it is saying hello for 2 seconds. So, let me take an event block again. Let's say when, okay, we'll take when green flag click. So, when green flag clicks, the sprite, we are writing the code for this sprite. Okay. So, what this sprite will do is this sprite will say hello for 2 seconds. Okay. So, let me show you how. So I click green flag. See, it is saying hello for 2 seconds, and then it is getting deleted or invisible. Okay, hide it get hidden. You can say that. Okay, so now hello is a is place where you can change the value. Here the value is not pre-written. You can write whatever you want to say. Like if you want to say good morning, you can write good morning here. Anything what you want your sprite to say, that all you can write. And in the same way, you can change the time also. Okay. So now I've changed the says statement and the time. So let's see what happens when I click green flag. It's saying now good morning and it's saying it for 3 seconds. Okay. Okay. So this is the use of say block. So if you want your sprite to say something, you can use say block. Okay. Now there is another block, say hello. So it is not telling about the how much time you have to say. It is only saying. So if you click, it will say hello. Okay. So here time is not defined. It's not it is saying it for 1 second or till the time you will not say remove it or maybe say it something else till that time it will keep on saying. Okay. Okay, so it is saying hello all the time. So mostly we don't use this say hello. We also always use it for 2 seconds of whatever time we want to say. If you want to keep change the statements, if you want something to be written in the complete project, then you can use this say block. Okay, okay. Same way, there is another code block that is think. So what this think block is, the way of showing with the sprite will change with things. Now it is thinking. See, if you will do it like this, it is looking like that it is thinking. Now it is not saying, right? If you want to show the user that my sprite is thinking something, then you will use think block. Again, same time, you can change according to yourself. In think, whatever you want your sprite to think, you can write it here. Again, same way, there is another thing which will keep on thinking and there is no time limit. So if required, you can use these think block also. Okay, very good. So we all have understood 4 blocks. Now we'll go to the 5th block. So this is the block of switch costume to costume. So here we have 2 costumes. Okay, so let me guide you a bit more about the costumes. When we take a sprite, what happens? Sometimes the sprite has one costume, like one style. Sometimes the sprite has two different styles, or maybe any number of styles. So while writing the project, if you want to switch from one costume to another, then you can use the switch costume. Every costume has one name. See, the name is written here, costume 2. If I'll go to this, it is costume 1. So by this name, these costumes are identified. So now I'll go to the code. I wrote switch costume to costume 2. Okay. So when I click green flag, it will change its costume to costume 2. This is costume 2. Now if I'll change it to costume 1, when I click green flag, it will change its costume to costume 1. So this way you can switch its costume whenever required. Okay, there is one more thing that you can use next costume. See here in this sprite, cat sprite, there are only 2 costumes, right? One or two. So you have set them costume 1, costume 2. Sometimes it happens that there are multiple sprites. Let me show you an example. If I search sprites, this is an Anina dance sprite, right? If I take this sprite, keep it here, see. If I go to the costume, okay, sorry, I have selected this Anina Dance. See, can you see how many sprites are there? Costumes are there. There are 13 costumes for Anina Dance. So right now, sometimes what happens, we want to go a particular costume. So if from event, if I'll take green flag, and then I'll go to the looks. So see the sprite for cat sprite, there is a different workspace for code. Now I've taken another sprite, and this space is again empty. So if I want to write something, I have to write it here. So when green flag clicked, now either I can go to switch costume and ask it to change the costume to Anina stance. These are the costume name. So first one is Anina stance. Then I'll again put switch costume to the second costume, then I'll put switch costume to the third costume. This way I'll keep on adding. So what will happen if I click green flag? It will change its costume. Okay, so it is doing very fast. It's not visible. Okay, so what we are going to do, rather than writing it this way, I'll use next costume. So what will happen with the next costume? So if right now, let's see, the Anina is on third costume. The next costume is fourth costume. When you are on fourth costume, it will show fifth. If you are on fifth, it will show sixth. So this way it will keep on showing the next costume. See, now if I click green flag, every time it will show its next costume. Can you see it's looking like that she's doing some dance or some steps, right? So this you can do with the help of next costume. Okay. Okay, so after next costume, now we are going to learn about switch backdrop. So same way you have switched the sprite costume, you can check different backdrops also. So sometimes what happens, okay, let me go to the backdrops. So let me select three different backdrops, okay? This is one, this is two, and let me take one more backdrop. Anyway, okay, fine. So these all are the backdrops. So now I'll go to the backdrop section. I can see one, two, three, four. I have four different backdrops with me. So now if in my code, let's say if I'm writing code for any dance and I want to switch the backdrop to, I have written next costume, right? This was the next costume. And then I'll say switch backdrop to blue sky 2. So when I click green flag, it will change the backdrop to blue sky 2 and it will change the next costume. So now the costumes are changing and the backdrop is blue sky 2. Okay, fine. So see, same way, switch after switch backdrop, there is next backdrop. The same way, next costume, next backdrop is also there, which will keep on rotating between all the backdrops. Okay, so now let's see. It will change. The backdrop will also change, and the steps of or the costumes of sprite is also changing. So that you can do with the help of next costume or next backdrop. Okay, fine. So we understood next costume, next backdrop. Another one is change size by 10. Okay. So what it will do, whatever size your sprite is having, whenever you are going to click green flag, it will change its size by 10. So right now, can you see here? The size is 100. So now if I click green flag, its size became 110. So it is increasing its size by 10. Every time its size will increase whenever I click green flag. Same thing, I can write minus 10. So what it will do, it will keep on decreasing its size by 10. Okay. So this is a use of change size by. Okay. Next is set size to. So by will change it respectively to its previous size. Where we are going to talk about set size. So here we can say set its size to 150% or maybe 50%. Let's say 50%. Okay. So what will happen when it became 50%? Okay, so now it will not change. It is 50% all the time. So what was the size? 100%. Now the size has changed to 50%. Okay, so same thing we have seen on the motion block also, that change x by and set x to. Same thing is there in this also. So if we'll go to the motion also, one is relative and one is direct values are there. Same thing you are seeing in the looks also, that one is changing on the basis of the previous value and one is changing on the absolute numbers. Okay. So now the another one is change color effect by 25. So now you can change color effect, or there are many different kind of effects. Okay. So if I'm changing color effect by 25, so now if I click green flag, what will happen? See the colors of sprite are changing. You will not be able to see. Okay, let me make the sprite size 100 so that it will be properly visible. See the color of this Anina dance sprite is changed to 25, effect by 25. So let me make it, the number can be changed. Let's effect change by 100. So if I click, its color is changed by 100. Now there is another one is fisheye. So if I do this way, the shape will change something like this. Okay, so now I'll change the effect by doing it negative. Okay, no, it's not working fine. So now next one is real. Okay, so for real, what we are going to do, uh, clear graphic effects. Okay, let me tell you this also so that we can use it. So whenever I use clear graphic effects, this will clear all graphic effects which have already used. Okay, so Anina has came back. Now after that, we'll use this change rel by 100. So just a second. Okay, so this is a rel which it has given. So now if I click green flag, okay, so if I remove this one, it will come in its original position. All graphic effects will be removed. Okay, now after rel, what is there? Pixelate. Okay, so if we click pixelate, what it is going, is going to pixelate it. Okay, so another one is mosaic. So what it will do, it will make mosaic of the sprite. Okay, so another one is brightness. So it will change it to the brightness. Okay, the next one is ghost effect. Let's see what happens. So it has ghost effect like hidden. Okay, if I make the ghost, it's 50, then the ghost effect will be 50%. It is translucent kind of thing will be there. Okay, okay, fine. So this is about the effects, how the you can change the effect. There is one more thing, set effect too. Maybe set all those things are there, color and fisheye, rel, pixelate, mosaic, brightness, and ghost, all are there. Now you can set them to a particular number. Let's say the number is 40. So it will change its color to 40. Now if I make it fisheye, so it will make it 40. Okay. Well, then again 40, pixelate, again pixelate. This, so it is not relative, it is giving it the proper values. Okay. And the last one is ghost. Okay, fine. So you understood these effects, right? After these effects, there is a clear graphic effect. So if you have any effect, you can use this clear graphic effect to clear the old graphic effect. Now there is one more code block which we use very much while writing the code, that is show. So there are two different code blocks, so show and hide, which we use with each other, right? So if want to hide some sprite, we will use hide block. If I write hide block here and then we click, the sprite will be hidden. Now if I will write some more code and then after doing something, I want to show the same sprite. Then I will remove this hide and I will put the show. Okay, let me remove this clear graphic effects thing. Now we are not talking about graphic effects. Okay, show. So it will show. So visible or invisible. If you don't want to see that sprite on the screen, you can write hide. If you want to see the sprite, you can write the show. Okay, fine, very good. Now there is go to the front layers. Sometimes it happens that two different sprites are there on the same position, but overlapping. One is ahead, one is behind. So to decide which one will be ahead and which one will be behind, we use this. Let me see, right now, what is there? This cat is above Anina dance, right? It is there above Anina dance. Okay. So what go in front layer? So it is go in front layer is written for Anina. Okay, for this sprite. Okay, let me remove it here and come to the Anina dance. Go it front layer. So now what it will do? If I click, see, Anina has came to the front layer, right? Now in place of front, if I'll say back layer, now Anina will go in the back layer. So if you want anything to come in front of or to go at back, that for that you can use this front and back layer. Okay. Now go to, if there are multiple layers and you want to tell, you have to go one layer forward or two layer forward or maybe one layer backward or two layer backward. Right now we are using two sprites. It may be a case where you are using three or four sprites. Then it will not only the front and back. There will be one layer forward or one layer backward. One will be the front, one will be the back, and in between might be also the layers. So forward one layer, that we are saying to any instance. So in instance has come one step forward from the cat sprite. Now I'll say backward one layer. So it will go backward to the cat sprite one layer. You can say it for multiple layers if more layers are available. So these all are the code blocks of the look section of the code block section. Now there are three variables. We have discussed the variables in motion block also. Though those were the x position, y position, and the direction. So those stores the value of x position, y position, and direction of the sprite. Here are also the variables. I will tell you more about the variables in upcoming classes. So now you understand it stores the value. So what it stored? It stored the costume number. So let me see if I'll go to the say the above was the say, right? And in place of hello, if I write costume number, so whatever costume, and then I'll do next costume. Okay, so what it will do? So Anina will keep on saying, whenever I'll click green flag, it will keep on saying its costume number. Okay, and it will keep on changing to the costume. So this is a use of costume number variable. If you want to write about the backdrop number, then you can use this backdrop number variable. What backdrop number or backdrop name, whatever you want to use. There are two options. Same number name is there with the costume also. So let's say backdrops. So if we are changing backdrop and it is telling about the backdrop name. Okay. So this is a use of backdrop name and number variable. Same way the size variable is there. So it will keep on saying its size while changing the costume. So it is saying its size. Its size is 100. So it is saying it's 100 size every time. Okay. So these are the three variables of the look section of the code block. So you can use all these things to change the appearance of the sprites and the backdrop while performing a particular task in your project. Okay, students, this was the lesson about the looks part of the code block. Now, if you have any questions regarding this video, you can ask it in the comments. I will try to answer all your questions. And that's all for today's class. We'll meet in the next class. Take care. Bye bye.